This Coast to Coast Entertainment Network program is brought to you by Beside Me Bracelets. Our bracelets are handmade for any occasion. Use the promo code Coast to Coast for 15% off. Visit their website at besideme.com. Suzanne's Paparazzi Jewelry. With 24-hour shopping available, use the code 160920 and show her some love, like she showed us. Reaper Apparel Company, a commitment to live your most authentic way every single day. Visit reaperapparelco.com for more information and a look at all of their apparel offerings. And by Good Day Embroidery, your local source for custom embroidery, screen printing, and more. Log on to gooddayembroidery.com for more information.
Hello and welcome to, I guess we'll call this late night morning tailgate, brought to you by Coast to Coast Entertainment Network. I'm the host, Big B, joined by my counterpart. No, he's not getting ready to fly an airplane or call plays for the Dallas Cowboys. That's Crispy Bacon. How you doing, bud?
Doing good. It's been a chaotic, day?
It's been a chaotic about 12 hours. I mean, it started what, 11 o'clock our time?
Yeah.
Well, so Chris, before we get into the moves, we always start morning tailgate off with one tough question. I got one for you, and whoever else joins. Before this tampering period started or free agency started, what were you hoping that the Dallas Cowboys would do? And there's our man, Mr. Rob, Mr. Bears fan.
What is up, guys?
What's up, buddy?
Yeah.
Long and interesting day. First day of the tampering kicking off. A lot of subs cover. Looking forward to it.
So before we get into all the moves mess around, our one tough question is, what do we want our teams to do? So, Chris, what did you want Dallas to do going into free agency when the season ended?
We talked about it backstage. I thought they would. We both agreed. I thought they would keep Pollard. I felt like he did okay last year, being the featured running back for the team. But I think they see something different, and they wanted him out of there. I don't know. And then I think 3 of our free agents got sent over to other teams, 2 to Washington, and then Pollard to Tennessee. We'll get more into that here later, but I don't know. I would have thought they kept more of our players, but that's kind of forcing our hand here.
Okay. Mess around. You being the Bears fan, my rival here in the North, what were you hoping at the end of last season to now that the Bears would focus on?
Getting more playmakers for whoever the quarterback may be for us right now. I've been in so many Bears groups. The whole fan base is divided. You're either pro Fields or you're pro Williams. There's no in between. There's no other one. There's no other choice. Like, you either want Fields or you want Williams. And it's getting old, getting quick. Everybody wants to be over with. I want to stick with Fields, trade that number 1 pick, get a haul again, and get Marvin Harrison to give another playmaker. And then you get another first-round pick next year, and you keep, just build through draft, like I said. You don't know what Williams is going to be. You put another playmaker on Fields, he could be good, but I don't know. I'm kind of torn, too, because I don't know which one I want either.
Going into the offseason, Vikings had a lot of questions, mainly at the quarterback spot, which we will talk later about. I know a lot of people will probably chime in and tell me that, I finally got what I wanted, Cousins out of there. Again, guys, if you follow me, follow the shows, it's not that I didn't like Cousins. I just didn't like the contract. That's all it was. I didn't like the fully guaranteed contract. I mean, he played his heart out. It's just we couldn't do nothing. And now that he's gone, I really want them to give Hall a shot. Kind of like mess around with the Bears. We got some playmakers. Let's go with the young quarterback. Let's build up the offensive line. Let's build up the defense. Get a decent running back. I think we just need to, as the Vikings, we need to establish a young quarterback I mean, look at San Fran. You know, they got Mr. Irrelevant that took them to the Super Bowl. You know, you got all these young teams going with these young quarterbacks so they can build up around them. You know, I think the Vikings need to do that. Bears need to do that. I think they should keep Fields. Mess around. I know you throwing it out there a couple times. You would love to see the Vikings talk to the Bears about maybe taking Jefferson. I've heard that between the fans that, you know, I know. They're like, well, the Vikings should trade him, but not in the rival, to a division rival. You know, to me, if I'm trading Jefferson, I'm trading them to get 2 first-round picks and not losing our third round or our first-round pick. So I would want to have 3 first-round picks this year. And I tell you what, if the Bears want to do that, I'm all for, you know, giving up Jeffersons for 2 first rounds. But I don't think the Vikings are doing that. I don't want them to, but, you know, I think, and you know, mess around. I know a few Bear fans too. They're divided. They need Will. You know, they want Fields, but they want receivers or something.
Well, now they want Williams because he's such a generational talent.
See, and that's one thing. I'm glad you brought that up. To me, I do not like when people, he's a generational talent. He's a guaranteed superstar. He's a guaranteed this. It's not a guarantee. One thing can happen. Mm-hmm. Yes, it looks good to get that guy to build around, but if you swing and miss or he has a bad injury, you know, now you set back. Just ask the Bengals.
Well, that's just it. I would not want to be Ryan Poles in this. Nope, I would not want to be GM of the Bears, Ryan Poles, right now because he's damned if he does, and he's damned if he doesn't. He takes Williams, then Justin Fields goes off and then becomes a superstar, and Williams bombs, he's going to get ridiculed. And then he goes the other route, and he keeps Fields, and Williams becomes a star, and Fields bombs. So I wouldn't want to be in that position. I'm glad I'm not making that choice.
Exactly, and that is going to be a hard choice because if you know, like you said, mess around, you trade the first pick to get a playmaker, Fields goes off, you know, and Williams does it, or whoever they draft at number 1 does it, you're going to look foolish. I mean, again, you could look at the not Herschel Walker trade, but the Ricky Williams trade. Ricky Williams, you know, Mike Ditka traded everything in the world to get Ricky Williams. Yeah, he had a couple good years, but didn't pan out.
Not with the Saints.
Yeah. I mean, Tom Brady went what in the 6th round? I guarantee there's a lot of GMs that, if they knew the future, would like to draft him. You know, Brock Purdy, you know, he is, you know, and mess around. I know that's you or your son, messenger. He is product of the system as of right now. But, you know, again, you get him out of there, what's going to happen? So, first question we'll answer from James. Who's the Vikings quarterback going to be? I don't know. I mean, I thought maybe they would have played for Russell Wilson. There's talk out there that they'll go after Trey Lance. So there's talk they might talk to the Jets about getting Wilson here. You know, who knows? Maybe we talk to Pittsburgh about getting Kenny Pickett. Maybe we talk about you know, I know the Packers got a nice little rookie. I can't think of his name offhand. You know, maybe, but I really, honestly, I'm glad Kurt's gone because now they can focus on offensive line. They can focus on getting a decent running back, and they draft for a young quarterback. That's what I'm really hoping for right now. So let's get off with the bang. I think we kind of talked about it behind stage before Messeron got on. The Patriots made a big shocking move to some. I think the more shocking was what they got for him and where he went, and that was Patriots traded Mac Jones to the Jacksonville Jaguars for, I believe, 5th round pick, 5th or 6th.
Yeah, like something like that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's your thoughts on that one? I know we're neither one of us are not one of us is a Patriots fan, but
honestly, I didn't even realize who they were talking about. You guys were talking about. You posted in chat until on Facebook. They're like, former first-round draft pick is Patriots quarterback Mac Jones. I'm like, holy shit, no way. You know what's really funny, though, is he's all the quarterbacks that were drafted in that first round have been traded except for Fields and Lawrence.
Wow.
Trey Lance got traded. Now Mac Jones and Fields might be traded next.
Yeah, there's a lot of trade talks with that one about certain teams. might
So if
get
that
into-
happens, Trevor Lawrence is going to be the only quarterback in that class to still be this original team, or at least the first round.
Yeah, exactly. That is shocking, and I mean, it makes sense for Mac Jones. He's going home. He's going to back up Trevor Lawrence. They got nothing for him, so they pretty much got a second first round pick as their backup quarterback. So, Chris, what did you think of the news when it dropped?
Yeah, I was very surprised at the move. I mean, Patriots need another quarterback. They don't really have a solid quarterback there. I mean, either of the two quarterbacks.
Whoa! Hold up, Chris. I'm
I
sorry.
thought too. I see where you're going to get to.
Get James's comment up here. I'm sorry,
Mixon.
Chris. I don't cut you off.
No, you're good. You're good.
Bengals have just cut Joe Mixon.
Yeah, that's
Whoa.
insane.
Wow. Oh, this is
They're trying.
why.
They're trying to get cap space so
Yeah.
they can retain
Well,
Higgins.
here-
Probably.
And James just posted. Zach Moss is signing a 2-year deal, $8 million deal with the Bengals, who just
So
wow.
okay,
Yeah,
Joe
I
Nixon's
know, I know
out. But
Tim's
they
gonna
got
wake
Zach
up in the
Moss.
morning and
Where'd Moss come from? The Colts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I know. My co-host of C2C Rankum, Tim Hendricks, ain't going to be happy when he reads that news.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Anyways, Chris, let's get back to your thoughts on Mac Jones getting traded to the Jags.
yeah, so Patriots didn't really have a starting quarterback between the two they got. It didn't matter who they traded off or sent off. It just happened to be Mac Jones, and I think he'll be a okay backup there. Maybe it'll be best to learn from veterans. I don't know, but
Yeah, but I mean, Mac
it's
Jones.
worth a shot.
I mean, he came out of the same draft as Lawrence, so not learning too much from a veteran.
True.
You know, so, but for me, it was a shock. It wasn't a shock to me. It's funny because I think we knew the Patriots are going to move on from him. I think I'm just more shocked that Jacksonville kind of got in on him. I mean, yeah, it gives them a solid backup. So we'll see what happens there. But so as we got kicked off today, let me scroll through our chat here because the first person off the board was wow, I can't. Chris, do you have who the first one we all reported was gone?
I don't. I mean, I have the list, but I don't
It
have
was
like
his split to the Bears, wasn't it? Was he the first one?
Let's see here.
Who? I can look real quick.
I thought I had it.
I believe Swift was the first player signed. I could be
Yeah,
wrong.
he was
though.
like no, Swift was the first person this morning.
It was close.
It was close. Okay. So yeah, so let's get to that. Metron, that's your guy now. Swift going to the Bears. What do you think?
You know, I was kind of like didn't like it at first, but then he does bring kind of something different the Bears don't have. They don't have the running back that can catch the ball in the backfield and take those screens. Herbert's not that guy. He's not going to catch a bunch of those, and he's got juice too. He's got some speed, which Herbert and Johnson, neither one of those guys have. And he had a really good year last year with Philly over 1,000 yards. So hopefully he continues. And they paid him like a starting running back, so he's obviously going to be a starter.
Yep. Chris, how about you? Your thoughts on that Bears getting Swift?
I mean, good move. They need somebody like that, and I mean, it was a surprise to most of us here, and I think they're one of the better teams right now.
Yeah, I honestly got to say, I mean, Detroit's going to be tough. I think the Bears, depending on what they do with their first couple picks, I think they're going to be tough in the division. Addie Swift, Mesron, I know you said last year a lot of times you need a running game. You need some playmakers. Swift put up 1,000 last year. I think the Bears made a great move there. So looking at our next person to fall was, according to our chat, Chris, I could be wrong. It looks like the Vikings made a splash in signing edge rusher Jonathan Greenard
Yeah.
from the Texans.
Yeah.
So I will start this. My team.
Go for it. Run it.
Let's see how it plays out. I mean, he played for the Texans, who had a good year. He's coming into a defense that needs to rebuild. I kind of hope they re-sign Hunter along with him, but I think Hunter's heading his way out. I
was just going to ask you, with them signing that guy, it's such a big deal. You think they re-sign Hunter too? Because he's going to want a contract bigger than that guy.
No, I don't know. I think Hunter. I mean, if Hunter comes back on a cheaper deal, but again, now with and we'll talk about the Kirk Cousins deal. They got some money to open up. I really hope they put it towards the offensive line because our offensive line is struggling, and we don't have a running back right now either. So mess around. I mean, a new division stud there for the Vikings. What do you think?
With that move,
Yeah,
I think that means that Hunter's definitely not coming back because he's going to want. He already wants like $20 million a year.
Yeah.
Hunter does. He wants to be paid as the top defensive lineman. So, and they already paid this new guy that. They're not going to give Hunter that either. I'm hoping he goes to Chicago, but we'll see.
I'm leaning towards Jacksonville. I think
that could be a fit. I can see that.
And that's what a lot of people here locally are talking. So.
I can see the Commanders too because they got the cap space too.
That's around. What do you think of this comparison?
Jason Barber, the voice of our Cougars football team. Swift reminds him of Matt Forte.
Yeah, I can see that. He's got the shiftiness and he catches the ball, and he averaged the most before yards before contact. He averaged the most. Yeah.
Honestly, I think we should clarify first if J-Mac's still watching. Does he mean DeAndre Swift or does he mean Taylor Swift? I mean, we don't know nowadays. That's what he means.
Hey, you leave this. So, what do they call Taylor Swift fans again? I can't remember. Never mind.
Swifties.
Swifties, that's right. Leave the Swifties alone.
So the next one, Chris, this is your guy. We kind of talked about Titans. Signed Tony Pollard. Big blow to Dallas, I think. What do you think?
Yeah, at least right now it's a big gap you got to fill. I don't know who you would start in that position. I know you got Dowdle. I can't remember. You got somebody else you drafted last year.
Mm-hmm.
There's reports, Henry could come here, but there's also reports he could be going to Baltimore. I mean,
Baltimore would be huge. I think Baltimore sign a running back recently.
I think so, but
I mean,
all these are not official until Wednesday afternoon.
Yeah.
So they could say, we're not really doing that. So who knows?
Mesra, what do you think about Pollard going to the Titans?
He had a really good line with the Cowboys. He really didn't do much last year. And I thought, he's better as a backup than he is a starter. I mean, when he was there in Dallas, everybody thought he was going to be the guy because he was doing better than the little Ewok guy that they had, Elliott.
Yeah.
But I think he's more of a backup. They had a better line than the Titans have, so I think he's going to struggle with Tennessee.
Yeah, I kind of do. And Ace, he put in our comments that when we broke the news that Pollard, he said that he felt the Titans went backwards on this one and go from Henry to Pollard. I agree. I mean, I know Henry.
Yeah, totally.
But
I agree.
think there's still a threat back there. So, so we'll see where that goes. So the next move, let's see. Christian Wilkins going to the Raiders. Chris, fill me in. The name sounds familiar. I don't know what position.
He's a defensive tackle for the Dolphins.
Defensive tackle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wish James was here so he could fill us in on what he thinks. to me, the Raiders are one of those teams that don't really know what's going on. They're trying to throw darts at a dartboard to see what sticks.
It's in the comment section somewhere, Andy.
What's that?
Still there.
Yeah.
He has been, yeah.
So, Metro, what do you think of this move for the Raiders?
It's a big move if they get another piece to go. It's with Crosby now. They don't have the offensive lines can't double team Crosby as much because they got to watch out for Wilkins too because that guy can get to the quarterback as well.
Okay.
And as long as they keep him,
James, he feels it's a great move. So,
yeah, I'd like the move too. I think it's a really solid move. They paid a lot for him though. They gave him a lot of money. So,
yeah. So, Chris, what do you think of this move here?
I mean, a lot of teams do need defense. I know Dolphins are one of them. It just depends on, how the addition to the team works out. But at least for right now, I think it'll work out pretty good.
And I just got to sit next to me, and just for James's sake, there's the next quarterback of the Raiders right there, and it is a signed card. So that one's going out to James there. Yeah, it should be a good move. A lot of people move. This next one that I have on the list kind of surprised me. And that was, matter of fact, of the Raiders, Josh Jacobs going to Green Bay.
Yeah.
Being a rival of the North and watching what Love did last year, putting Jacobs back there, if he stays healthy, they're gonna be a scary team. I've heard different reports that they let Dillon go. I've heard different reports that they're letting Jones.
You know why they let Jones go?
Did they let Jones go? Okay.
They let Jones go because they wanted him to take a pay cut, a 50% pay cut. He would do it before his release.
Okay.
And that's that's why they cut him.
Yeah. So Mesro, what do you think? Packers get a little bit stronger in the backfield there if Jacobs.
No, Aaron Jones up here, Jacobs down here. They downgraded, bro. Aaron Jones is such a stud. He catches the ball in the backfield. Jones is way better than Jacobs. Jacobs isn't a bad back, but Jones is just it's a little bit better. I would have kept Jones.
Yeah.
And I'm glad the Packers got rid of him because Jones kills us.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah.
But he could help you. He could help you maybe. You don't know.
Yeah.
Aaron Jones is a better running back than what they got now. I mean, the team just has to stick with what they got, stick to their guns, so to speak. And it'd be interesting to see where he gets picked up.
Yeah, I mean the Jacob move, it could be a downgrade. It could be we don't know the health wise of Jacobs. I mean, I've seen him put up some big numbers. I've seen him put up dog numbers. So, but with Jones being released, I mean, maybe he comes to the green and gold, the black or purple and gold, and tries to pull a Brett.
I heard the Vikings are trying to talk to him and come up there.
Yeah, we'll see. We will see. We will see what happens there. So, let's see here. Get to the Cousins deal. That's the next one that broke on my Facebook feed. Cousins signs a 4-year deal, fully guaranteed with Atlanta. Guys, I know I've said it. I'm glad that we did not sign this contract as much as
right. You give me it's
I mean, some people believe he's a top 10 quarterback. I believe he's there. I mean, but he's got one playoff victory, and with the team that we got the weapons. Atlanta, I think, is a good fit, not just because his families or his in-laws are down there, but I think Atlanta's offensive line is way better than Minnesota. They got an up-and-coming running back. They got some good wide receivers. They got a good tight end, pretty good defense. He still plays indoors. I think he can stay upright. He stays healthy. That division that Atlanta's in could be Atlanta's division. They could be bringing the Dirty Bird back. I don't know. So mess around. I know you kind of said it. You're glad Kurt's gone, but what do you think for Atlanta?
Atlanta is getting a better way better than what they had in Ritter. You know, they're getting such an upgrade. It's a good deal for them if he can stay healthy. And the weapons he has, he's got, you know, Pitts at tight end, London, and John Robinson at running back. And the guy, Algier, they drafted the year before at running back. He's got some weapons. They could be a dangerous team. They can get scary quick.
Yeah, I J-Mac, I can't blame him. I still think Heineke's going to be a system quarterback. I think if you get him some good people around him, I think Heineke can hang in there. Chris, what do you think about Kirk Cousins going to Atlanta?
I mean, you didn't predict the team because we're all over the board, but you did say he was going to be out of the Vikings, and he is. Now he's going to have to live up to bigger and more expectations in Atlanta. They're basically in win mode now. They have to win, at least get to the playoffs, preferably up to the championship at the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. But the spotlight's definitely on them now. Huge expectations. We'll just see if he can take them there.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, not being an Atlanta fan, it's a 4-year deal, but it has to be a 3-year window. They have to be pushing for the Super Bowl, year 2, definitely year 3. Year 4, they probably have to kind of rethink of where they're sitting at, see if they have to go younger at quarterbacks, see how Kurt's doing. Maybe they extend him one more year if they think they're close enough. But I think this is definitely and there's been many reports that the ownership of Atlanta said if the quarterback is what they need, they were going to spend money. I called their BS, but who am I? I'm sitting here on the couch, and a lot of reporters said that it's going to be Atlanta or Minnesota. I mean, personally, I'm glad it's Atlanta, but so all right. So let's see. The next one to fall was I think we're down to Russell Wilson, I think.
I think so.
No. Barkley was the next one to fall. He goes from the Giants, he goes to Philly. Man, when I saw this, I'm like, man, if he stays healthy, Philly's going to be very, very scary. That was before that was after Swift, I think, left. I think they went out and make a splash. So, Chris, it's your division. I mean, I know one team to another, but how scary is Philly going to look?
Well, it depends on how Kellen Moore is going to use him. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You didn't really use the running backs too much, at least to my knowledge. I mean, when healthy, he's really good. I know that. I think a few, maybe 1 or 2 1,000-yard seasons, if I remember right. He's good when he's healthy, and I think he's gonna be like that in Philly.
Yep, mess around. What do you think about Barkley going from the Giants to Philly, staying in the division?
Man, he totally ruined my whole day. I wanted Barkley in Chicago. I really did.
Really?
They didn't.
Chicago.
It actually came down to Chicago. It came down to Chicago, Philly, and the Texans. And he chose to go to Philly, which I don't blame. He did play at Penn State. That's kind of backyard there. It's his homecoming for him of sorts. So, and that line that Philly has, if he stays healthy, he's going to put up some very good numbers.
Yeah. Well, and that's, I mean, right now, what's Philly's biggest question? Their center position because Kelsey retired.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, they don't have much going on, much need except for a good center. So, I saw a comment, Messero's, he said that, or you said, or you kid, I don't know which one, but anyways, you're saying Jones is going to sign with the Jets to rejoin Rodgers. I can see that. I can see him going to the Jets and helping that out there. Maybe Rodgers will play more than 30 seconds this year. Who knows?
Right.
Chris, what do you think of that comment?
For which player?
For Messeround's comment about Aaron Jones possibly signing with the Jets.
Yeah, that's me.
I mean, like right now, anything is possible, but it's not official till Wednesday. But who knows? I think it could work out.
Yeah, I think so too. James is asking, why are the Cowboys so silent right now? Chris, you're the Cowboy guy. What are you hearing down there in Texas?
Not much, really. Basically, Dak's holding us hostage almost with the cap situation. If
Yeah.
there's no deal done with that, I think there will be. I think it's going to get to 60 million against the cap if they don't negotiate something.
Wow.
Yeah.
And everybody's wondering why I don't want Kirk Cousins here for 50. I mean, actually, it would be 25 this year, I guess. So it wouldn't have been so bad, but
no matter the amount, it still hurts your cap.
Exactly. So next move I see, Packers are out there again. Xavier McKinney from the Giants going to the Green Bay, bolster up that defense that was hit or miss, mess around. I know we're going to probably see. Well, we will see this guy twice a year. What do you think on the Packers move there?
We're talking about McKinney, the safety design.
Yeah, the safety. Yep.
I don't know a whole lot about him because he was a Giant. I didn't watch a whole lot of Giants games, so I know he's just all pro. He got paid pretty good, so he must be good. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
I didn't really watch. I don't know a whole lot about him.
Yeah, well, we'll see him twice a year this year, and the Packers defense. I mean, I don't know if J Mac's still on, but Packers defense is hit or miss when they're on their game. They can be a scary defense, especially at home. So yeah, we'll see. Again, we just don't know. Chris, I don't know if this was actually a true one or you're just throwing out there. Giants signed Dalvin
Singletary. That's true. Yeah,
that is a true one. Okay, so they replaced Barkley right away.
Singletary. Oh, they signed Singletary. Yeah.
So it's kind of he's been around. Giants. I think guys are in full rebuild mode right now. I just think they're just kind of piecing stuff together.
Yeah.
So, all right. So let's see here. What else we got? Next one I see is
no way. You think Giants are rebuild mode, really?
Yeah.
I mean, why would you go trade it for Brian Burns if they're in rebuild mode?
No. I mean,
if you're in rebuild mode, you don't go make that deal.
Yeah.
You're not giving up those picks for that guy.
Deal. So let's get to the Panthers here. Robert Hunt going from the Dolphins to the Panthers on a 5-year, $100 million deal. He's going to be the cornerstone of that defense. He's an offensive lineman, right?
Which player?
Robert Hunt that went to the Panthers. I thought it was defense. I could be wrong.
Oh, the offensive lineman.
Yeah, the offensive lineman.
He's a guard. He's a guard. He got like $100 million contract.
Well,
so insane for somebody I've never even heard of.
Yeah, you got to protect your young quarterback there, in Bryce Young. So they feel this guy's the guy. Good for them. I don't know. I wish Sarge was on right now because he could pop in and see what he thinks.
Well, Sarge commented in the comments. He said that he was happy with it.
Tonight.
Oh, I did miss that. You are right. He did. So, Chris, what do you think? I mean,
offensive line helps. I mean, especially when you got a second-year quarterback there.
Yeah.
Especially when you got a second-year quarterback there, and
of
course, if you had a veteran, it helps too.
Yeah, I think for the long term, maybe there's something to be said about that. So, all right, let's get into.
I think James is right about his point about the lineman that Hunt guy signing with the Panthers. They had to give him that money. It's the only way he was going to go there.
Yeah, yeah. He's probably right. I mean,
he probably is right.
Yeah. So I didn't see this, but mess around. Who are we talking about? You said Bruce. Looks like Bruce is going to the Raiders. Which one?
Oh, you talk about Minshew signing there.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, I must have missed that one. So let's Leonard Floyd signing with the 49ers, another team that has everything except for has everything except for a starting quarterback.
I don't understand how they fit all these great players in. Whoever runs their salary cap is a freaking genius. It needs to be a GM like ASAP.
I think if I want to say it's Rick Spielman from the Vikings, but I could be wrong on that. But yeah, who's ever figuring out these numbers and working these salaries, this Niners team, if they can stick together, honestly, if I'm Brock Purdy right now, I'm asking for the bare minimum to keep my team together because
right.
One, I'm a project of the system right now. I'm winning. I'm Mr. Irrelevant. Pay me whatever it takes to keep this team together. And I hope that if I'm with San Fran, we all talk about that. Be like, hey guys, let's stick this together. Let's get our money here and there. But because the Niners can be a team to reckon with down the road. So, Chris, what do you think of Floyd again going to the richest team? The Yankees of football right now. I mean,
yeah, it's incredible what San Francisco is doing, and I kind of agree. If Brock Purdy can go, hey, I'll take the equivalent of minimum wage in the NFL, lowest value you could give me, on the scale, I'll take it just to help my team because we're so close. We came so close last year, and we're just rebuilding, and we're almost there.
Yeah, it's.
You know what they're doing?
Yeah,
they brought Floyd in because they didn't want to pay Chase Young. They brought in the trade last year. They don't want to pay him all that money, so they got a cheaper version and getting Leonard Floyd. So I don't think you're going to be able to bring Chase Young back.
I just want to point out Anna Barber, just like a typical Packer fan, late to the party. Yes, we've already broke that Joe Mixon. I think that broke like right when we went on.
Yeah.
Joe Mixon released from the Bengals. Yeah. Honestly, a guy I wouldn't mind seeing in Minnesota if he stays healthy. Detroit traded for Bucks corner
Carlton Davis.
So, and they traded a third rounder. So, and they'll get Davis and 2 6-round picks. So, Detroit, in the North, mess around. Oh, it was me. I'm sorry, guys. Technical difficulties. But
it's a good move.
I mean,
it's a good move for the Lions. They need all the help they can get on that defense. Their offense carried that team last year. I mean, you got the Yams are good. Their defensive line is good. They can get to the quarterback, but they don't have anybody that can cover. And they can get that with Davis. So, giving up what they did is fair deal for them. I think they got a good deal.
Yep. Another guy we'll see twice a year, and Lions just get better. I would not be surprised if they run it back. Sorry, guys. Looks like I am having real delay issues here. So,
we didn't get too much left to cover, right?
Austin Eckler going to Washington.
I'm surprised about that one. I would have thought.
No, I don't think we got too much more, but
keep him. But I think he's going to be an okay move in Washington. It just depends on how they use him.
Yeah. That's right. What do you think about Eckler going to the Commanders?
Honestly, I thought
all right, looks like mess around froze. So to me, Eckler going to Washington, a team that one of the few teams that has a lot of questions. Mess around, you back? He's adjusted his camera. So Washington definitely a team that's outside of their identity that they're still trying to battle over, trying to get players to come in and play for them. So I think it could pan out. It could hurt them. So if Messer's back, we'll get his thoughts, but I don't think he is. So Chris, let's go to the big deal. It was either today or Oh no, it must have been today sometime. Russell Wilson going to.
That was Sunday.
That was Sunday. Okay, all right.
During the Oscars, apparently.
Yeah. So Russell Wilson going to Pittsburgh. I actually work with a Pittsburgh fan, so I kind of asked him what he thought on his new quarterback. He kind of just shook his head and goes, "I don't know." So, I mean, definitely if Pittsburgh gets the Russell Wilson of Seattle days, he could, definitely help them out. I mean, are they going to keep picking around and let them learn? I don't know, but Pittsburgh's one of those teams that I think Messer brought it up before. Since Tom has taken over, they've been 500 every year, and at least a handful of times they didn't make the playoffs. So they've been in the playoffs all the time. So, but Chris, did I miss anybody that we did talk about?
Let's see.
This impromptu show.
Yeah. No, I don't think so. We talked about, Russell Wilson going to Pittsburgh just a second ago, which I think that was a surprising move in itself.
Yeah, I honestly really thought Minnesota was going to be able to play on them, and I would not have been upset. I wouldn't have been really happy, but to get a Russell Wilson for a couple mil for a year or two, okay, I'm game. I mean, the thing with Minnesota right now, anything they do, I'm kind of game in as long as the Kirk Cousins story is behind us now. So let's build our offensive line. Let's go with Jaron Hall. Let's go with Dobbs. Let's go with I can't think of the third string quarterback. Let's go out and draft one. Again, if people start talking, we're in a rebuild mode, we need to trade Jefferson. The only way I'm trading Jefferson is if I keep that first round pick and I get 2 first rounders this year. That's the only way I would even, if I'm Vikings, talk about trading Jefferson because the guy's a beast right now, and if we can get a young arm to throw to him, I'm all game. I really think we if we bring in a decent line, we can make a playoff run. And I know, everybody's like, "Oh, you're a Viking fan and you're backing your team." Chris, you could tell everybody I dog my teams more than I root for them. But
you're a Vikings fan, but you're a realistic Vikings fan.
Yeah, exactly. So I just think the sky's the limit. Today, and I don't know about you, Chris, but we talk about everybody's like, "Oh, Monday's tampering day, the legal tampering day." Why don't we just call it what it is?
Tuesday.
It's NFL free agency because none of these deals are going to change by Wednesday when the new year starts. So
the only way it'll change if they fail a medical exam. That's the only reason.
Exactly. So I mean, this is legally the beginning of the NFL year, which
the deals aren't in place, but it's basically official.
Yeah, exactly. So let's see if I missed anything here. I'm just looking through the quick. We kind of talked about behind stage. Jacoby Brissett going back to the Patriots. Yeah, he's done decent, but again, not one to throw eyes at. I'm just looking quickly, guys. Zach Moss going to the Bengals. T. Higgins talking about there's a name out there too. T. Higgins. Maybe I wish Messer was back. If the Bears are talking, maybe Higgins. They go after Higgins to keep their quarterback happy. Browns acquired Jerry Jeudy right after they
He-
released Russell Wilson, pretty much. Um, so, the Browns looking
Do you
to
think
upgrade.
the Vikings will keep Jefferson?
Yeah, I really do. I really do. I really hope so. I mean, he's arguably, depending on who you talk to, the best receiver in the game right now. Number 2 is definitely top 5. I really hope they do extend his contract. But again, I mean, he's got to be, as much as we hate that players are acting as GMs or getting in the GM's ears, the Vikings have to do that with Jefferson and be like, okay, who do you want? Do you want, if we go get this guy, would you like him? If we trade up, do you want this guy? If they stay at 11, it sounds like they might go after the quarterback from the Wolverines. Might be there sitting there, which I've seen him play a little bit. Doesn't excite me, but I'm not hating the idea. So, I just kind of think that.
I mean, right now,
Yeah.
right now, any team should be like, let's see what happens. Let's see what sticks.
Yeah, I think tomorrow, we definitely saw a lot of signings today. Tomorrow, I think we're going to see some more. Wednesday, everything will be finalized. And then I think
Yeah, I
we'll
don't
cool
think
off.
anything's gonna happen Wednesday.
Yeah. And I think it'll cool off. We'll have a couple signings here, maybe a trade, but then the draft starts. Chris, draft day is when? Because you and
April
Tim
25th,
Hendricks will have your annual.
22nd.
You guys will have your
April
annual
25th.
draft show coverage. So
Yeah, we'll do one round, but the draft is April 25th
yeah,
through the 27th.
yeah.
We'll
So
be
can't
doing
wait to.
Oregon Cougars football on the 27th.
Yep. Yeah. So football's here, guys. I know it's baseball season. I know I'm a big baseball guy, but for some reason, when it comes to the free agency, the draft, I'm all in on football. So Chris, now that you've seen, we talked a little bit earlier on what we want our teams to do. Now let's focus on the draft. You see where the Cowboys are sitting at. If you're in that war room with the Cowboys, what are you trying to tell them to do? What are you throwing out there?
I feel like offensive line.
Okay.
Because you just lost a big piece in Biotish today. He went to Washington, I believe. He was basically the center. And you got another offensive lineman who could either be released or retired or something, but it doesn't sound like they want to keep him. So I'm thinking offensive line.
Okay. For me, being Vikings, right now you got to focus on getting that quarterback of the future. Again, if I were them, I wouldn't give up on Hall. Again, everybody, Viking fans could tell me, well, the game and a half we saw him, he stunk it up. Yeah, but it's a rookie quarterback. Let's see what happens. Let's get an offensive lineman. John Elkhorn, haven't heard from him in a while. Football is greater than that. The thing is with football, it's 18 games plus a few playoff games you get in there. God. But yeah, I just think I think the Vikings, if I'm in the war room, I'm telling them to go after that offensive lineman early. Let's build up the offensive lineman. Let's see what we got in our quarterbacks. I mean, we're kind of in that, the ownership calls it a competitive rebuild. Tomorrow, I think we're more in a rebuild right now, still trying to be competitive. But, the Viking season is going to rely on who's carrying the ball and who's going to be throwing the ball. And it could be anybody that we've named that hasn't been moved yet, from Trey Lance to Wilson from the Jets to who knows over here. It could be the guy on the roster, but I think if you're the Vikings, is it rebuild? John, I don't know. I mean, Kurt's gone. That opens up the salary cap. Like I said before, I'm only moving Jefferson if I can stay in the first round this year and gain 2 first-round picks. I may throw some other draft picks later on in the day, 4th, 5th, 6th rounds. But if I could walk away, if I was to move Jefferson, let me clear that. If I was to move Jefferson, it would be for 2 first-rounders, and that's pretty much it. I'm not switching picks. So if the Bears want it, that's what I would ask. I don't want them to do, but we'll see. So, Chris,
Yeah.
final thought?
Ooh. Yeah, it's gonna. I mean, basically, the NFL season is
That's
here.
what we got going.
Kinda. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, John, you're exactly right. No quarterback. I mean, yeah, you have to pay Jefferson. And you got Addison in the second year. Dude, if Jefferson went to the Texans, I would. Yeah, that would be huge.
That'd be
But you gotta
a
build somewhere.
scary
I
team.
mean, John, I know, you're. I want to say a Browns fan. I could be wrong on that. Maybe you're a Broncos fan. I can't remember. It's been so long since I talked to you, but you got to build somewhere. And Jefferson and Addison, I think that's what the Vikings are focused on is the offensive side and the weapons. So if we can build an offensive lineman and get a good quarterback, I think the Vikings will be okay. Bengals, okay. I was wrong.
And you don't probably like the move they made today.
Yeah, you're probably not happy with the moves. And yeah, Higgins has talked about wanting to trade out of there. We'll see where that goes. I think Messerau would take him on the Bears.
Messerau will take anybody.
Yeah, we definitely don't live.
But I think we all are like that too, though. We want.
Oh yeah, we don't. I mean, as a fan, we definitely want our teams to be good all the time, and it's just I'm undecided. The couple moves that the Vikes made today, getting that big offensive lineman, most likely means Hunter's out. Where does he go? I don't know. Kurt's out again. Now we got the big question at quarterback. So what we got going on the rest of the week? Tomorrow morning, C2C Rankin with myself, Tim Hendricks.
Mm-hmm.
With baseball season around the corner, we are going to break down, have a list of, I think, 6 states of MLB players that are from those states. So check that out. We got Between the Ropes tomorrow night. Hopefully I'll be on there because I got some things to say. Going into WrestleMania season. Sports Minute on Wednesday. We got Creeping It Real on Thursday. We got
Kicking It on Thursday.
Yeah. I tell you what, guys, if you want a comedy show, Kicking It is one of our funniest shows, especially towards the end when we have one of our esteemed smart colleagues break down a classic movie, and 10 times out of 10, he is way out of there. So I know it actually is one of Tim Hendricks' wife's favorite segments we do because she just loves how far off he is. Morning Tailgate, not Morning Tailgate, I'm sorry. On Deck will be premiering their season this weekend, right? The 16th?
Yeah.
All right, you check out James Gang, Chris. I may show an appearance on there once in a while. Who knows? But baseball season is upon us. Football season kicked off with the tampering period. So, Chris, with that being said, thank you for everybody that tuned in. And we'll see you sometime soon. Check out C2C Rankin tomorrow. With that being said, you guys all have a good night, and we'll see you next time. Have a good one.